Hey there, beautiful souls. Before we dive into Fuck It Till You Make It, I just want to take a quick moment to say, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It might sound small, but it truly helps me keep creating, writing, and sharing books like this one. Every click, every comment, every bit of support keeps this journey alive, and it tells me that these words are reaching the people who need them most. So if this message inspires you, motivates you, or even wakes something up inside you, show some love, because your support is what fuels this movement. All right, now, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's begin Fuck It Till You Make It, a journey into growth, grit, and letting go. You've been lied to. Not by someone trying to hurt you, but by the culture, the books, the gurus, and the endless Instagram quotes telling you that success is easy if you just follow your passion or think positive. They made it sound like life is a magic show. Wave your wand, manifest your dream, and everything falls into place. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work that way. Motivation is temporary. Luck is rare. And passion alone won't pay the bills, won't get you out of debt, and won't push you through the nights when you're exhausted, scared, and unsure if any of this is worth it. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're tired, overwhelmed, or doubting yourself. It just moves. And the people who survive, the ones who thrive, aren't the ones who waited for motivation to arrive. They're the ones who said, "Fuck it, I'm starting anyway." Why motivation fails. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel ready, until conditions are ideal, until their energy is high. The problem? That moment never comes. Energy is fleeting, life is messy, conditions are always imperfect. Motivation is a spark, not a fire. It's unreliable, fragile, and fleeting. But habits, discipline, action, those are the real engines of progress. You can't control how inspired you feel, but you can control what you do. And action, even when you feel fear or doubt, compounds over time into results. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, didn't become legendary because he believed in luck or following passion. He became successful because he studied relentlessly, acted persistently, and refused to let setbacks define him. That's what the top 1% of achievers do. They work when they don't feel like it, and they build systems that don't rely on motivation. The comfort trap. We've all fallen into it. The illusion that comfort equals safety. Comfort feels good, but it kills potential. Every time you choose easy over hard, you shrink yourself a little. Every time you wait for the perfect opportunity instead of creating it, you trade growth for convenience. Think about it. The people you inspire, athletes, entrepreneurs, writers, creators, weren't comfort seekers. They were discomfort seekers. They chased challenges. They embraced the grind when it hurt, when it bored them, when it seemed pointless. They stared fear in the face and said, "I don't care if I'm scared, I'm doing it anyway." You can do the same. It starts with realizing that pain is not the enemy. Stagnation is. Excuses are costly. I don't have time. I'm not ready. I'll do it tomorrow. Sound familiar? Those are the lies we tell ourselves to stay small. Excuses are cheap, but their cost is enormous. Every excuse is a small death of potential. Every later is a lost opportunity to get stronger, smarter, and closer to the life you actually want. The fuck it moment. The secret weapon of unstoppable people is something simple. The ability to say, fuck it, when fear, doubt, or hesitation tries to stop them. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you act recklessly. It means you release the paralysis of overthinking and perfectionism. It means you move forward despite uncertainty. When you say, "fuck it," you stop asking questions that hold you back. What if I fail? Fuck it, I'll learn. What if they judge me? Fuck it, their opinion doesn't pay my bills. What if I'm not ready? Fuck it, I'll figure it out as I go. This is the mindset that transforms hesitation into momentum. It's the mindset that separates dreamers from doers. Redefining passion. You've probably heard the cliche, follow your passion and the money will follow. That's a half-truth at best. Passion is fuel, not a strategy. It's not a map, it's a compass. It points you towards what excites you, but it won't carry you across obstacles, bills, or setbacks. The real work is combining passion with discipline. Showing up when you feel nothing, practicing when the reward is invisible, learning when progress seems slow, doing the hard things others avoid. That's how passion becomes power. That's how you turn desire into results. Action plan. Start today. Identify one thing you've been avoiding because it feels too big, too scary, or too risky. Say fuck it to hesitation. Take the first small step today. Create a microsystem that forces action even when motivation dies. Example, write 300 words, do 20 push-ups, make one sales call every day. Track your wins no matter how small. Momentum builds confidence. Repeat relentlessly because the only way out is through. Remember, waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Motivation is a lie if you rely on it alone. The only real path forward is action, ownership, and the courage to keep moving when everything tells you to quit. Closing thought. The first lie you need to unlearn is believing that life owes you something. The second lie is believing that motivation alone can carry you. Success isn't delivered, it's fought for. And it starts the moment you say, "Fuck it, I'm doing this anyway." That's the first step. The rest is up to you. Chapter 2. Radical Responsibility. The moment you stop blaming the world, you take control of your life. Sounds simple, right? But most people never actually do it. They live in a fog of excuses, pointing fingers at parents, bosses, friends, society, or even fate. If only this had happened differently. If only I were born into a better family. If only someone believed in me. Stop. Just stop. Excuses are easy. Responsibility is hard. Excuses feel good in the moment. They protect your ego, shield you from failure, and let you pretend you're powerless. But excuses kill potential. Every "it's not my fault" is a brick in the cage that traps you. Why responsibility is freedom. Radical responsibility is the secret weapon of the world's top performers. Think about it. The most successful people in history weren't handed their lives. They took them. They said, "I own this. No one else is responsible for my success or failure. It's on me." This isn't just philosophy. It's science. Psychology shows that people who take responsibility for their lives feel more in control, stress less, and achieve more. When you stop blaming, your energy stops leaking into useless mental arguments and flows into action instead. Owning your life gives you freedom. Sounds counterintuitive? Let me explain. When you blame others, you're tied to them. Your happiness depends on them. When you take responsibility, you're untethered. You control your response, your effort, your habits, and your destiny. Radical responsibility isn't punishment, it's empowerment. It's saying, I don't wait for life to happen. I make life happen. The pain advantage. Here's the brutal truth. Responsibility comes with pain. If everything is your fault, then every failure, setback, and mistake rests squarely on your shoulders. That hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's terrifying. Good. That's the point. Pain is the engine that fuels growth. David Goggins calls this callousing the mind. Every time you confront the consequences of your actions, the failures you can't blame on anyone else, you grow stronger. You learn faster. You adapt better. And eventually, pain stops being a roadblock and starts being your advantage. When life punches you, the responsible person doesn't flinch, cry, or complain. They say, okay, I own this. What now? That mindset transforms victims into warriors. Stop waiting for permission. Most people fail because they're waiting for someone to say yes. Waiting for a mentor, a boss, a lucky break, or permission from the universe. Here's the reality. The universe doesn't grant permission. Success isn't polite. It doesn't knock. Radical responsibility means acting without waiting for approval. If you need a green light from someone else, you'll be waiting forever. Take action, experiment, fail fast, learn, adjust, and repeat. This is the mindset behind billionaires, athletes, and elite performers. They stop asking, should I, and start asking, what happens if I do? Your life is your mirror. Here's another hard truth. Your life right now is a mirror of your choices. The relationships you keep, the work you do, the habits you follow, the energy you let into your mind, it all adds up. Yes, luck exists. Yes, some people have advantages. But responsibility means focusing on what you can control and owning it fully. You can't control other people. You can't rewrite history. You can't stop chaos. But you can control your response, your effort, your growth, and your mindset. That's where power lives. When you accept responsibility, you stop seeing the world as unfair and start seeing it as a playground of opportunity. How to own your life? Practical steps. Audit your excuses. Write down every excuse you've made in the last week. Personal, professional, health-related, financial. Ask yourself, who is really responsible? Be honest. If the answer is me, own it. Take ownership daily. Every morning commit to one action that moves your life forward. No excuses, no waiting for motivation, just action. Instead of saying, I don't have time to write, schedule 30 minutes and do it anyway. Turn setbacks into lessons. When something goes wrong, don't blame circumstances or others. Ask, what can I learn? How can I do it better next time? Responsibility means converting failures into fuel. Track your wins and losses. Keep a journal. Every day, note what you did, what you avoided, and what you learned. Accountability is self-powered when you track your own life. Stop waiting for external motivation. You don't need permission to start. Radical responsibility is a self-starting engine. The freedom mindset. Here's the paradox. The moment you accept that everything is your responsibility, the world stops controlling you. You stop waiting for approval. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop giving your power away. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want. Freedom is choosing your response, building your habits, and creating your life intentionally. Responsibility is the gateway to that freedom. It's scary, yes. Terrifying even. Because now you can't hide behind excuses or victims. You're exposed. You're accountable. Good. That's exactly where growth lives. Closing thought. Radical responsibility is not a mindset for the weak. It's for the brave, the relentless, the people willing to look in the mirror and say, "This is my life. These are my choices. I own it. All of it. No excuses, no blame, no waiting." It's uncomfortable. It's demanding. It's life-changing. But it's also the first step to becoming unstoppable. Because once you take full responsibility for your life, nothing, not fear, not failure, not chaos, can stop you. And that's exactly what makes you free. Chapter 3. Embrace the chaos. Life is messy. Life is unpredictable. Life is unfair. And if you've been waiting for things to calm down before you start winning, you've been waiting for a lie. The world doesn't pause. It doesn't care if you feel ready, organized, or safe. Chaos is the constant. The storms, the setbacks, the unexpected blows, they never stop. But here's the thing. Chaos isn't the enemy. Avoiding it is. If you want to grow, to succeed, to become unstoppable, you must learn to thrive in disorder. You must embrace it, lean into it, dance in it. Why chaos is powerful. The people who change the world aren't those who wait for perfect conditions. They're the ones who turn chaos into opportunity. Chaos strips away comfort and forces clarity. It exposes weakness, but it also reveals strength. It separates those who talk from those who act. It's the forge where raw potential is hammered into skill, resilience, and grit. Think about the greats, athletes who train through injuries, entrepreneurs who launch in the middle of economic collapse, artists who create their masterpieces in the darkest periods of their lives. They don't wait for calm. They create calm in the storm. Chaos forces action, and action is where growth hides. The comfort trap revisited. Comfort feels safe. It feels good. But here's the truth. Comfort is a slow death. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you average. Comfort keeps you from discovering your limits. Every time you choose the easy path, you miss a chance to level up. Every time you resist chaos, you resist growth. Discomfort is the secret currency of high achievers. Pain is temporary. Regret is permanent. Those who embrace challenges, who face adversity head-on, are the ones who turn chaos into a weapon instead of a cage. The Stoics' secret. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Life is full of things beyond your control. You can't stop a storm. You can't prevent failure. You can't control other people. But you can control your response. You can control your attitude, your effort, your decisions. These are yours alone. Everything else is noise. Chaos is not something to fear. It is something to master. The moment you stop resisting it, you gain power. You stop being tossed around by events. You start moving through them. Fear is a compass. Here's a truth most people miss. Fear isn't the stop sign. Fear is a compass pointing directly at growth. Fear of failure? That's the path to mastery. Fear of rejection? That's the road to influence. Fear of the unknown? That's where discovery lives. When you feel fear, that's a signal you're about to grow. Embrace it. Lean into it. Say, "Fuck it, I'm going anyway." Every great achievement was preceded by fear. Every breakthrough required discomfort. Every story worth telling began in chaos. Chaos as fuel. Discomfort and chaos are energy sources. They push you beyond your limits. They reveal what you're made of, but only if you use them intentionally.
Here's how to turn chaos into fuel. 1. Accept reality first. Stop wishing life was easier. Stop complaining. Stop arguing with what is. Acceptance is the first step toward control. 2. Focus on what you can control. Your effort, your attitude, your decisions, these are yours alone. Everything else is noise. 3. Take immediate action. Chaos creates urgency. Don't wait. Move. Fail fast. Adjust. Repeat. 4. Learn relentlessly. Every setback is data. Every mistake is insight. Treat life like a laboratory and yourself as the experiment. 5. Celebrate small wins. Momentum matters more than perfection. Every step forward in chaos is a victory. When you internalize this, chaos stops being a threat and becomes a secret ally. The call of discomfort. Discomfort is calling you. Every moment you procrastinate, avoid challenge, or seek safety, you're ignoring it. The truth is simple. You will never be ready to succeed. You will never feel fully prepared. Waiting for readiness is a trap. Real growth happens in the unknown, uncomfortable, and unpredictable. The next time chaos shows up, don't run, don't hide, don't complain. Step forward. Learn to dance with the storm. Practical chaos exercises. 1. Do one thing that scares you every day. Speak up in a meeting, call a potential client, or try a new skill. Small steps in discomfort build resilience. 2. Shift perspective. When something goes wrong, ask, how can I use this? What's the opportunity here? 3. Physical chaos training. Push your body to adapt. Cold showers, intense workouts, long runs. Your mind follows your body. 4. Limit your comfort zones. Challenge your daily routine. Change your route to work, talk to strangers, or experiment with a new habit. Adaptation builds strength. Closing thought. Chaos isn't your enemy. It's the raw material of greatness. It's the fire where ordinary people are forged into extraordinary ones. Every setback, failure, or unexpected blow is an invitation. Grow stronger, act bolder, rise higher. The question isn't if chaos will come. It's whether you'll bend and break under it, or embrace it, learn from it, and wield it as a weapon. Step forward. Lean in. Say, fuck it, I'm thriving in this chaos. Because the moment you stop fearing disorder, you stop being a victim of life and start becoming unstoppable.
Chapter 4. Systems over goals. Everyone loves goals. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to make $1 million. I want to have a six-pack. Sounds great. Feels great. But here's the truth that no one tells you. Goals don't make winners. Systems do. The illusion of goals. Goals are seductive because they make you feel like you're in control. You write them down. You visualize them. You post them on your wall. It feels productive. But writing a goal doesn't mean you'll reach it. In fact, most people never do. Why? Because they get addicted to the idea of change, not the process of change. A goal gives you direction, but it doesn't build the path. It's like pointing at a mountain and saying, I'm going to climb that someday. That's not courage. That's fantasy. The climb, the system, is what matters. The power of systems. A system is the process that produces results, not once, but over and over again. A goal is to write a book. A system is writing 500 words every morning. A goal is to get fit. A system is training 4 days a week and tracking your nutrition. A goal is to become financially free. A system is saving 10% of your income and investing it every month. Goals are destinations. Systems are engines.
Without the engine, you're stuck on the side of the road staring at a map. Why systems beat goals every time? 1. Systems build habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Habits are automatic. Once you build them, they carry you even when motivation dies. 2. Systems keep you consistent. A goal depends on emotion. A system depends on structure. Emotions fluctuate, systems endure. 3. Systems make success inevitable. When your process is solid, results become a byproduct. You don't chase them, they chase you. 4. Systems reduce pressure. Goals create anxiety. I'm not there yet. Systems create peace. I'm improving daily. The mindset shift. Stop saying, I want to be successful. Start saying, I'm building the habits of a successful person. Stop focusing on the finish line and start falling in love with the track. If your system is right, success is just a matter of time. The science of small wins. The brain loves progress. Every time you complete a small task, it releases dopamine, the chemical of motivation. That's why systems that create small, daily wins are unstoppable. Forget trying to make massive changes overnight. Instead, focus on consistent micro improvements. Read 5 pages a day. Do 10 push-ups a day. Save $1 a day. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. You may laugh at how small that is, but here's the math. 1% better every day equals 37 times better in a year. That's not motivation, that's physics. How to build your system. Here's a 4-step framework to replace goals with systems that actually work. 1. Identify the core identity. Ask, who do I want to become? Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say, I am a writer. Instead of, I want to be fit, I am an athlete. Your system should reinforce identity. Identity drives behavior. 2. Design the daily routine. What actions reflect that identity? A writer writes daily. An athlete trains daily. A leader reads, plans, and communicates daily. Your routine should be non-negotiable, not huge, just consistent. 3. Track progress, not perfection. Forget all or nothing. Focus on staying consistent, even at 60%. Progress compounds. Use a notebook, app, or wall calendar, whatever makes you see your effort. Momentum is visual. 4. Review and adjust weekly. Systems aren't rigid, they evolve. Once a week, ask yourself, what worked? What didn't? What's the next 1% improvement? This keeps you agile and prevents burnout. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when things are easy, when the sun's out, when the playlist is perfect, when life feels light. But the moment things get dark, when the alarm rings at 5 a.m., when no one's watching, when you're tired, broke, or lost, motivation disappears. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline is what builds the empire when motivation's gone. Discipline is what turns I wish into I will. The truth about motivation. People worship motivation like it's magic. They scroll through quotes, watch hype videos, and chase the next spark. But motivation is emotion, and emotion fades. Discipline is a system. It doesn't care how you feel. It shows up anyway. Motivation is loud. Discipline is silent. Motivation is fast. Discipline is forever. The winners of this world, the ones that build, create, perform, and endure, are not more motivated than you. They're just more consistent. They do what needs to be done even when they don't feel like it. especially then. The grind no one sees. There's a hidden side to success that no Instagram quote will show you. The quiet mornings, the lonely nights, the small sacrifices that stack up over years. The artist painting after midnight, the student studying when everyone's out, the entrepreneur working while friends relax. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but that's where greatness hides. Discipline isn't sexy. It's repetition, it's routine, it's boring consistency. But it's also freedom, because once you're disciplined, you don't wait to feel ready, you just move. Motivation starts you. Discipline finishes you. Motivation gives you a reason. Discipline gives you results. Anyone can start when it's fun. The real power is finishing when it's not. That's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Not talent, not luck, not timing, just discipline. Professionals don't rely on emotion. They rely on systems. They rely on structure. They do the damn work again and again. Discipline equals freedom. It sounds backwards, but it's true. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. When you control your habits stop controlling you. When you manage your time, time stops managing you. When you master your mind, fear loses its grip. Discipline gives you options. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's having the strength to do what's right, even when you don't want to. Jocko Willink said it best. Discipline equals freedom. Building the muscle of discipline. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows with repetition. Start small. Be consistent. Train your willpower daily. Here's how. 1. Do something hard every morning. Make your bed. Take a cold shower. Go for a run. You're not doing it for comfort. You're doing it to prove who's in control. 2. Follow through on promises. If you say you'll do it, do it. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your identity. Every time you keep one, you grow stronger. 3. Kill excuses early. The mind is a master negotiator. It will always whisper reasons to quit. Tomorrow's better. You're tired. It doesn't matter. Stop that voice at the first word. Move before it convinces you. 4. Focus on process, not reward. Do it because it's part of who you are, not because you feel like it. You're not chasing dopamine. You're building discipline. Discipline feeds self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. Every time you skip what you said you'd do, it shrinks. Confidence doesn't come from hype. It comes from proof. Proof that you can count on yourself. Want to feel unstoppable? Be the kind of person who says, "I'll do it," and actually does it. No one can fake that. No one can take that. Discipline when you fail. Failure isn't the opposite of discipline. It's the test of it. Anyone can stay focused when things go right. The real test is how you respond when everything falls apart. When you miss a workout, when your project flops, when the plan burns to ashes, don't quit. Don't drown in guilt. Don't waste time feeling bad.
Chapter 6. Fail Forward. Turning Pain into Power. Failure. The word most people spend their lives running from. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. You can't grow without falling. You can't win without losing. You can't evolve without pain. The greatest mistake isn't failing. It's thinking failure means you're done. The world doesn't reward the one who never falls. It rewards the one who rises every single time. The illusion of perfection. We're raised to fear failure, Schools punish mistakes. Jobs reward safety. Social media glorifies perfection. So we learn to play small, stay safe, avoid risk. We build cages made of fear and call them comfort zones. But here's the twist. Perfection is the slowest form of failure. While you're busy avoiding mistakes, someone else is failing fast, learning faster, and winning while you're still waiting for ready. The ones who succeed are the ones who stopped trying to look perfect and started trying to learn. The reality of failure. Failure isn't a wall, it's a mirror. It shows you who you are, where you are, and what you still need to learn. It humbles your ego. It refines your character. It teaches what success hides. When everything goes wrong, that's when you truly see what's inside you. Your real power isn't built in victory. It's built in defeat. Pain is data. Pain isn't punishment. Pain is information. Pain says, "That didn't work. Try again." Pain says, "You care about this. Don't give up." Pain says, "Here's what needs to change." If you stop seeing pain as something to escape and start seeing it as something to learn from, your entire life transforms. Winners don't avoid pain. They analyze it. They study their failures like scientists. They ask, what went wrong? What did I learn? How do I grow from this? That's how pain becomes power. The bounce back rule. Falling is normal. Staying down is a choice. Every time you get back up, you train your mind that failure isn't fatal. You rewire your brain for resilience. You become dangerous because you're no longer afraid to lose. That's when the game changes. Because while others fear mistakes, you use them as momentum. Fail fast, learn faster. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start failing faster. Every failed attempt gives feedback. Every setback gives data. Every mistake sharpens your instinct. Think of it like this. Each failure is a brick. If you collect them and stack them, they become your foundation. But if you throw them away, you're left with nothing but regret. The only way to master something is to do it wrong enough times that you finally do it right. How to turn failure into fuel. Here's the 4-step mindset that transforms loss into leverage. 1. Own it completely. Stop blaming, stop making excuses, stop pointing fingers. Own your part, even the painful parts. Ownership is empowerment. When you say, "It's my fault," you also say, "It's my power." 2. Extract the lesson. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? What would I do differently next time? Write it down. Turn pain into knowledge, because lessons not learned repeat themselves. 3. Adapt immediately. Don't wait to recover someday. Adjust today. Failure becomes experience only when it changes your behavior. 4. Move on fast. Don't drown in guilt or shame. Those emotions keep you stuck. Forgive yourself, refocus, and re-engage. The past can't hold you unless you keep looking back. The courage to fail publicly. Most people are terrified of looking stupid. That's why they never start. But here's a truth the greats already know. Embarrassment fades, regret doesn't. Every successful person you admire has failed publicly. They've been mocked, doubted, rejected, and they kept going anyway. Be willing to be seen failing. Be willing to be misunderstood. Be willing to look like a fool before you look like a genius. That's how legends are made. The failure of the greats. Michael Jordan missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. Steve Jobs got fired from his own company. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter changed the world. Thomas Edison said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
They didn't fail less than others. They failed more because they kept showing up. Resilience is your superpower. Resilience isn't pretending you're not hurt. It's getting up even when you are. It's saying, that sucked, but I'm not done. Pain toughens you. Rejection sharpens you. Failure educates you. Every scar is a reminder. You're still here. You're still fighting. You're still building. That's resilience, the quiet power that outlasts talent, motivation, and luck. The Phoenix Rule. You will burn. Life will test you. Dreams will collapse. But if you rise after that, stronger, smarter, sharper, you become unstoppable. The phoenix doesn't fear the fire because it knows it is the fire. Be that. Rise from your ashes with a grin and say, is that all you've got? Closing thought. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. Every great story starts with a breakdown before the breakthrough. You will fail. You will fall. You will doubt yourself. But if you keep going, you'll look back one day and realize every failure was just a setup for your comeback. So don't fear failure. Flirt with it. Learn from it. Grow from it. And the next time life knocks you down, smile and say, fuck it, I fail forward. Chapter 7. Mind over emotion. Mastering the inner war. The biggest battles you'll ever fight won't be in the gym, the boardroom, or the streets. They'll be inside your head. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. It can push you toward victory or whisper you into failure. The difference between those who rise and those who crumble isn't luck. It's mental discipline, the ability to rule your emotions before they rule you. The inner war. Every day, two voices fight inside you. One says, you can't. The other says, try again. One says, you deserve a break. The other says, earn it first. Whichever voice you feed grows stronger. That's the inner war, the constant tug of war between comfort and commitment. You can't silence the weak voice, but you can train yourself to ignore it. The mind is a battlefield. You win by mastering focus, not feelings. Emotions are signals, not commands. Most people obey their emotions. They let anger make their decisions. They let fear write their stories. They let sadness define their days. But emotions are just messengers, not masters. They're feedback, not fate. Feeling afraid doesn't mean you shouldn't move. Feeling tired doesn't mean you should quit. Feeling angry doesn't mean you should explode. When you learn to separate what you feel from what you do, you become powerful. The 90-second rule. Here's the science. Most emotions last about 90 seconds unless you feed them with thoughts. You get angry, 90 seconds. You get scared, 90 seconds. You get sad, 90 seconds. After that, it's no longer emotion, it's choice. You either replay the story or release it. Next time you feel overwhelmed, breathe for 90 seconds. Don't talk, don't react, don't post. Let the wave pass. Then act with clarity instead of chaos. Training the mind. Your body follows your mind, so train your mind harder than you train your muscles. 1. Silence daily. Spend at least 10 minutes in silence. No phone, no noise, just breathe and observe your thoughts. You'll learn that you are not your thoughts, you're the observer behind them. 2. Question everything. When a negative thought appears, I can't do this, don't argue with it. Ask, is that true? Where's the proof? Most of the time, it collapses instantly. 3. Rehearse resilience. Visualize tough moments and how you'll respond with strength. Athletes do this before big games, so should you. 4. Feed your focus. Protect your attention like gold. Turn off notifications. Cut toxic inputs. What you consume programs your emotions. Detach from outcome. Attachment breeds anxiety.
Chapter 8. The Power of Habits. Build once, win forever. Discipline is hard. Habits make it easy. Every winner you admire doesn't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Motivation fades. Systems remain. When something becomes a habit, it no longer drains your willpower. It becomes who you are. Why habits win over motivation. Motivation is like fire, bright but temporary. Habits are like the sun, steady, reliable, always rising. You can't depend on how you feel. Some days you'll wake up tired, angry, sad, or lazy. But your habits don't care how you feel. They only follow what you do consistently. You don't need to feel like working out to train. You don't need to feel inspired to write. You don't need to feel strong to act strong. You just need to show up. The habit will carry you when motivation can't. The formula for habit building. Cue, routine, reward. Every habit runs on a simple loop. 1. Cue, the trigger that starts it. 2. Routine, the action itself. 3. Reward, the feeling that reinforces it. Example, you feel stressed. You scroll on your phone. You feel distracted, relaxed for a moment. To build powerful habits, don't fight the loop, rewire it. Keep the cue, change the routine, keep or enhance the reward. Feeling stressed? Instead of scrolling, go for a walk, do 10 push-ups, or breathe deeply. Same cue, same need for relief, better reward. That's how transformation begins. The 1% rule. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to improve by 1% every day. A single percent seems small, but over a year, 1.01 to the 36th power is approximately 37.8. That's 37 times stronger, smarter, better, from tiny daily wins. Success isn't built in hours. It's built in minutes, repeated. Identity over outcome. The strongest habits come from identity, not desire. Don't say, I want to read more. Say, I'm a reader. Don't say, I want to work out. Say, I'm the kind of person who never skips. When you change your identity, your actions follow. The goal isn't to run, it's to become a runner. The goal isn't to study, it's to become a learner. Habits are the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Stacking habits. The easiest way to build a new habit is to attach it to an existing one. It's called habit stacking. Formula. After I, current habit. I will, new habit. Examples. After I brush my teeth, I'll drink a glass of water. After I make coffee, I'll write my to-do list. After I finish work, I'll meditate for 5 minutes. Link new behavior to something you already do daily, and it will stick effortlessly. Environment is stronger than willpower. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. If your environment is full of distractions, you'll stay distracted. If your environment makes success easy, you'll stay consistent. Want to eat better? Keep junk food out of sight. Want to read more? Keep books where you can see them. Want to focus? Turn off notifications. Clean your desk. You don't need more discipline. You need better design. The 2-minute rule. Every new habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. Want to run? Put on your shoes. Want to read? Open the book. Want to meditate?
Sit and close your eyes. Starting is the hardest part. Once momentum begins, energy follows. The goal is not perfection, it's activation. Break the bad, build the better. To destroy a bad habit, reverse the loop. Step. Good habit. Make it obvious. Bad habit. Make it invisible. Routine. Make it easy. Bad habit. Make it hard. Reward. Make it satisfying. Bad habit. Make it painful. Example. If you want to stop scrolling, keep your phone in another room while you work. If you want to sleep early, make your bed a no-screen zone. Replace, don't just remove. Nature hates a vacuum. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can go hard for a week. The real masters go steady for years. Consistency isn't about never missing, it's about never quitting. If you miss one day, fine, don't miss two. Momentum is fragile, protect it. Automate your greatness. Use tools, reminders, and systems that reduce decision fatigue. Double space. Set recurring alarms. Use apps that block distractions. Prepare tomorrow's clothes tonight. Write down 3 priorities every morning. When your environment supports your ambition, success becomes automatic. Closing thought. Habits are invisible architecture. They shape your life quietly until one day the results are too big to ignore. You don't need more motivation, you just need structure. Because once your habits are built, you don't chase success, it chases you. And when people ask how you stay so disciplined, smile and tell them the truth. I don't think about it anymore. It's just what I do. Chapter 9. Emotional Intelligence, the Silent Strength of Leaders. In every room, there's always someone who doesn't shout, but when they speak, everyone listens. That's emotional intelligence, EQ, the quiet power that turns confidence into influence and leadership into legacy. You can have degrees, money, muscles, and skill, but if you can't control your emotions, all of it will control you. Success isn't just about what you know, it's about how you handle people and pressure. What emotional intelligence really means. Emotional intelligence isn't softness, it's self-mastery. It's the ability to understand your own emotions, control your reactions, read other people's feelings, and respond with calm and clarity. People with high EQ don't live stress-free lives. They just refuse to let chaos run the show. Self-awareness, the mirror that never lies. The first rule of EQ, know thyself. Ask yourself, what triggers me? What drains me? What makes me feel alive? Most people react blindly. They explode, withdraw, or overthink, then wonder why nothing changes. But the moment you observe your emotion instead of obeying it, you shift from slave to master. When you say, I'm angry, it owns you. When you say, I'm feeling anger, you own it. You are not your feelings. You are the one who decides what to do with them. Self-control, the art of inner peace. Power isn't in hitting back. It's in staying calm while everyone else loses it. When you can stay centered under chaos, you become untouchable. Every time you react emotionally, you hand over control. Every time you breathe, pause, and think, you take it back. Before replying, before arguing, before sending that angry text, breathe. Reacting is cheap. Responding is power. Empathy, the weapon nobody sees coming. Empathy isn't weakness, it's strategy. When you understand people, you can lead them, inspire them, and outthink them. In business, it helps you negotiate. In relationships, it builds loyalty. In leadership,
it earns respect. When people feel seen, they follow without understanding why. Reading the room. A leader doesn't just hear words, they read energy. Learn to notice tone, posture, hesitation, silence. The truth is often hidden between lines. Example: someone says, "I'm fine." Their eyes say, "I'm breaking." High EQ lets you see what others can't say. And when you act on that awareness, people trust you without understanding why. The power of pause. Emotionally intelligent people master one thing: the pause. Before you answer, pause. Before you post, pause. Before you explode, pause. That moment between emotion and action is where maturity lives. It's what separates children from champions. Don't take it personal, even when it feels personal. People project their pain, their anger, jealousy, or hate, usually.
When someone attacks you, remember, they're revealing themselves, not defining you. Stay calm, smile, walk away, or respond with grace. That's how you stay in power when others lose it. The EQ of success: listening more, talking less. Talk less, listen more. You learn nothing by repeating what you already know. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every conversation is a mirror showing you where you can grow. When you listen deeply, you connect deeply. That's how deals are made, hearts are won, and respect is earned. Managing energy, not just emotion. EQ isn't only about understanding feelings, it's about protecting your energy. Surround yourself with peace, and peace becomes your baseline. Surround yourself with drama, and chaos becomes normal. Energy is contagious. Protect yours like your wallet. You can't fix everyone, but you can choose who you let in your circle. The emotional bank account. Every relationship is like a bank account. Every act of kindness is a deposit. Every broken promise is a withdrawal. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. If your emotional account runs empty, don't expect loyalty. Invest in respect, honesty, and consistency, and you'll never go bankrupt emotionally. Turning pain into power. Emotionally intelligent people don't escape pain, they use it. Every heartbreak, every loss, every betrayal teaches self-mastery. Feel it fully, then use it as fuel. Your emotions are signals, not sentences. They don't define you, they guide you. The fire that once burned you can become the fire that forges you. Final thought. The world respects power but follows calm. The loud are noticed. The centered are remembered. Control yourself, and you control everything around you. The next time life tries to break your peace, smile and say, "You don't get to control my story. I do." Because the real strength isn't how hard you hit, it's how steady you stand when the world hits you.
Chapter 10. Discipline and Consistency. The religion of success. People chase motivation. Champions chase discipline. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation dies. Success doesn't belong to the smartest or the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who keep showing up after the feeling fades. If you want to rise, you must worship consistency like a religion. Discipline. Doing it even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is simple. Do what you said you'd do, even when you don't want to. That's it. No fancy quotes, no shortcuts. Discipline means you train when tired. You work
when bored. You stay humble when winning. You stay focused when losing. It's not punishment, it's power. Each time you do what you don't feel like doing, you strengthen the muscle of greatness. And one day, it becomes effortless, automatic. The truth about consistency. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means never quitting for too long. Miss a day? Fine. Don't miss two. Fall off track? Fine. Come back faster. Consistency is not about never failing. It's about never staying down. When you keep showing up, even small steps create massive shifts. Because tiny effort, multiplied by time, beats big effort done once. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is family. Motivation comes when it wants. Discipline stays when it's hard. Motivation says, I feel like it. Discipline says, I made a promise. Most people wait to feel ready. Winners start before they're ready and build readiness through action. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. The power of small reps. You don't climb Everest in one step. You take thousands of small ones. Every day you show up, you're adding a brick to your foundation. You may not notice today, but 6 months later, your castle stands tall. Don't underestimate the value of small reps, because discipline compounds. Repetition turns actions into habits. Habits turn into identity. Identity turns into destiny. The boring work is the real work. Everyone loves results. Few love repetition. But mastery lives in repetition, in doing the same thing with more precision each time. The gym gets boring. The grind gets dull. The process feels slow. That's how you know you're on the right path. When others quit because it's boring, your consistency becomes your advantage. Greatness isn't glamorous. It's disciplined monotony. Routines create freedom. People think routines are cages. They're not. They're keys. Routines free your mind from chaos. They make success predictable. You don't need to think. You just execute. The less you depend on willpower, the more power you have. Discipline builds routines. Routines build freedom. Hard days build hard people. There will be days you feel empty. Days where everything goes wrong. Days where you wonder why you even started. Those are the days that separate amateurs from professionals. Anyone can work hard when life feels easy, but when you work hard, especially when it's not, that's where legends are born. Every hard day you conquer becomes armor for the next one. Delayed gratification, the real secret. The world is addicted to instant rewards, likes, comfort, shortcuts. But the successful think long-term. They sacrifice the now for the later. Discipline is choosing pain today for peace tomorrow. While others party, you plan. While others sleep, you build. While others quit, you keep going. And then one day, you live what they only dream about. The line between ordinary and extraordinary. There's a line that separates the average from the elite. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the willingness to keep doing the simple things long after everyone else has stopped. That's it. The extra mile is never crowded because most people quit halfway. Stay one more rep, one more call, one more day. That's where greatness hides. Consistency creates trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. Every time you break it, your confidence dies a little. Discipline isn't about proving something to others. It's about proving something to yourself. When you trust your own word, you become unstoppable because you no longer need external validation. You start believing in your power, and that belief radiates through everything you do. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence isn't an act, it's a habit. You can't act disciplined. You become disciplined. Your daily choices shape your character. Your character shapes your destiny. When you live by discipline and consistency, success stops being an accident. It becomes a pattern. Final thought. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Because in the end, the grind always rewards the grinder. When you wake up tired, when no one claps, when progress feels invisible, that's when you're closest to the breakthrough. Discipline is doing the work quietly. Consistency is trusting the process blindly. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't just make it, you became it.
Chapter 10. Discipline and Consistency, the religion of success. People chase motivation. Champions chase discipline. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation dies. Success doesn't belong to the smartest or the luckiest. It belongs to the ones who keep showing up after the feeling fades. If you want to rise, you must worship consistency like a religion. Discipline. Doing it even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is simple. Do what you said you'd do, even when you don't want to. That's it. No fancy quotes, no shortcuts. Discipline means you train when tired. You work when bored. You stay humble when winning. You stay focused when losing. It's not punishment, it's power. Each time you do what you don't feel like doing, you strengthen the muscle of greatness. And one day, it becomes effortless, automatic. The truth about consistency. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means never quitting for too long. Miss a day? Fine. Don't miss two. Fall off track? Fine. Come back faster. Consistency is not about never failing. It's about never staying down. When you keep showing up, even small steps create massive shifts. Because tiny effort multiplied by time beats big effort done once. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is family. Motivation comes when it wants. Discipline stays when it's hard. Motivation says, I feel like it. Discipline says, I made a promise. Most people wait to feel ready. Winners start before they're ready and build readiness through action. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. The power of small reps. You don't climb Everest in one step. You take thousands of small ones. Every day you show up, you're adding a brick to your foundation. You may not notice today, but 6 months later, your castle stands tall. Don't underestimate the value of small reps, because discipline compounds. Repetition turns actions into habits. Habits turn into identity. Identity turns into destiny. The boring work is the real work. Everyone loves results. Few love repetition. But mastery lives in repetition, in doing the same thing with more precision each time. The gym gets boring. The grind gets dull. The process feels slow. That's how you know you're on the right path. When others quit because it's boring, your consistency becomes your advantage. Greatness isn't glamorous.
It's disciplined monotony. Routines create freedom. People think routines are cages. They're not. They're keys. Routines free your mind from chaos. They make success predictable. You don't need to think. You just execute. The less you depend on willpower, the more power you have. Discipline builds routines. Routines build freedom. Hard days build hard people. There will be days you feel empty, days where everything goes wrong, days where you wonder why you even started. Those are the days that separate amateurs from professionals. Anyone can work hard when life feels easy, but when you work hard, especially when it's not, that's where legends are born. Every hard day you conquer becomes armor for the next one. Delayed gratification, the real secret. The world is addicted to instant rewards, likes, comfort, shortcuts. But the successful think long-term. They sacrifice the now for the later. Discipline is choosing pain today for peace tomorrow. While others party, you plan. While others sleep, you build. While others quit, you keep going. And then one day, you live what they only dream about. The line between ordinary and extraordinary. There's a line that separates the average from the elite. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the willingness to keep doing the simple things long after everyone else has stopped. That's it. The extra mile is never crowded because most people quit halfway. Stay one more rep, one more call, one more day. That's where greatness hides. Consistency creates trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. Every time you break it, your confidence dies a little. Discipline isn't about proving something to others. It's about proving something to yourself. When you trust your own word, you become unstoppable because you no longer need external validation. You start believing in your power, and that belief radiates through everything you do. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence isn't an act. It's a habit. You can't act disciplined. You become disciplined. Your daily choices shape your character. Your character shapes your destiny. When you live by discipline and consistency, success stops being an accident. It becomes a pattern. Final thought. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Because in the end, the grind always rewards the grinder. When you wake up tired, when no one claps, when progress feels invisible, that's when you're closest to the breakthrough. Discipline is doing the work quietly. Consistency is trusting the process blindly. And one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't just make it. You became it.
Chapter 11. The Effort Philosophy. Let go to level up. There's a moment on every journey where control becomes the cage. You grind, you plan, you chase, but life still slips through your fingers. That's when the strongest words you can say are, "Fuck it." Not out of anger, out of surrender. Not the kind of surrender that means giving up, but the kind that means letting go of what you can't control and trusting yourself to handle whatever comes next. The paradox of control. The more you try to control everything, the more anxious, rigid, and exhausted you become. You can't force people to like you. You can't force success to come faster. You can't force peace. You create it by letting go. Control feels safe, but it often comes from fear, and fear blocks flow. When you stop gripping the steering wheel so tightly, life starts to move for you, not against you. Effort doesn't mean laziness. Let's be clear. Effort doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means releasing attachment to the outcome. It's doing your best, then letting the rest unfold. It's saying, I'll show up fully, but I won't suffer for what's beyond me. When you live this way, pressure dissolves. Your energy becomes lighter, and, ironically, you start winning more because you're not chasing desperation. Flow state, the opposite of force. Think about your best moments, when everything just clicked. You weren't overthinking, you weren't trying to impress. You were flowing. That's the magic of detachment. When you stop trying to control the outcome, you unlock creativity, presence, and instinct. You perform better not because you care less, but because you've stopped suffocating the process. Letting go of fear. Fear is the biggest enemy of freedom. It's fear of failing, fear of looking stupid, fear of not being enough. But here's the truth. Everyone's afraid. The difference is how you respond. You can let fear shrink you, or you can say, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving through it. The moment you stop waiting to feel ready, you become unstoppable. Letting go of people's opinions. You'll never be free if you live for approval. No matter what you do, someone will always misunderstand you, judge you, or dislike you. So why waste energy trying to please ghosts? When you start living by your values instead of validation, you stop performing and start living. The people who matter will stay. The ones who don't, let them scroll away. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your peace. Letting go of the past. You can't move forward if you're still staring in the rearview mirror. Whatever happened, happened. You can't rewrite it, but you can rewrite what it means. Every mistake was a teacher. Every heartbreak was a reset. Every loss was direction disguised as pain. Forgive yourself, not because you deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Letting go of the future. Overthinking the future kills the present. Yes, plan. Yes, prepare. But after that, live now. Worry is imagination used in the wrong direction. Faith is imagination used in the right one. You can't predict the storm, but you can build the kind of mind that stays calm in the rain. Detachment brings power. When you don't need something, it starts chasing you. Love, money, opportunities, they all flow to the person who's already whole without them. Why? Because desperation repels, but peace attracts. People feel it. Energy doesn't lie. When you're unattached, confident, and calm, the world mirrors it back to you. The effort reset. When life gets heavy, say, fuck it, I'll focus on what I can control. You can't control others, but you can control your response. You can't control the outcome, but you can control your effort. You can't control timing, but you can control your patience. That's real power, to remain calm in chaos. Acceptance, not meaning approval, means peace with reality. You don't need everything to be perfect to feel okay. You just need to stop fighting what already is. When you accept life as it comes, you open space for it to become what it's meant to be. The Zen of effort. The effort mindset is spiritual minimalism. It's not about running from responsibility. It's about releasing resistance. It's saying, I'll give my all, and I'll let go of the rest. It's freedom through surrender. It's wisdom through simplicity. It's peace through trust. Final thought. When you learn to let go, you don't lose control, you gain it. Because now, nothing outside you can shake you. You've learned the balance, discipline to build, consistency to grow, detachment to flow. That's the effort philosophy. Say it once, breathe it twice, and remember, you can't control everything, but you can always control your vibe.
Chapter 12. Flow, Freedom, and Fearlessness. Living the fuck it life. You've trained your mind. You've built your discipline. You've faced your fears, built habits, and let go of control. Now it's time to live. Not to chase, not to grind endlessly, but to move with purpose and peace. This is the fuck it life. A state where nothing outside you can shake the strength inside you. What it means to flow. Flow isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing everything with alignment. It's when effort feels effortless, when time disappears, when your actions match your intention. You stop fighting yourself. You stop rushing outcomes. You start trusting the process. You've done the hard work. Now you let life meet you halfway. The shift from force to flow. Most people live in force. They push, chase, and control. But those who master flow, they attract, move, and adapt. When you live in flow, you stop wasting energy on resistance. You work hard, but not heavy. You care deeply, but don't cling. That's real strength. Freedom, the ultimate wealth. Freedom isn't just about money or travel. It's about choice. Freedom is waking up without anxiety about others' opinions. It's doing work that feeds your soul, not your ego. It's loving without fear, walking without masks, and creating without permission. You don't owe the world perfection. You owe it authenticity. The fuck it life is radical honesty, with yourself first. Fearlessness isn't the absence of fear. You'll always feel fear, but it will stop controlling you. You'll hear the voice of doubt, but you'll move anyway. Fear will show up, but you'll greet it with a grin and say, "I see you, but I've got shit to do." That's what fearlessness really is. Not a lack of fear, but a lack of obedience to it. Living lightly, but not lazily. When you adopt the fuck it mindset, life becomes lighter, not lazier. You still work hard, but you don't stress hard. You still care, but you don't beg for outcomes. You still dream, but you don't chase validation. You play the game, but you no longer believe the scoreboard defines your worth. That's real confidence. Unshakable, quiet, grounded. The 3 laws of the fuck it life. 1. Do your best, but don't die for perfection. Progress over pressure. Effort over ego. 2. Give without attachment. Whether it's love, work, or kindness, do it because it's who you are, not for what you'll get. 3. Trust that what's meant for you will never miss you. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. You are already enough. You've spent so long trying to become someone that you forgot you already are. Everything you've been searching for, strength, peace, meaning, wasn't out there. It was in you, waiting to space to breathe. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You just need to express yourself. That's the real glow up. Authenticity over approval. Peace is the new power. You don't need to shout anymore. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to fight every battle. Silence has replaced shouting. Calm has replaced chaos. Presence has replaced pressure. You've evolved. The loud world no longer shakes your inner stillness because you finally understand Peace isn't passive, it's power mastered. The full circle. Discipline taught you control. Consistency built your strength. Detachment gave you peace. Now flow gives you freedom. You no longer live in reaction, you live in rhythm. You don't chase results, they arrive. You don't seek validation, you radiate confidence. You don't fear the unknown, you invite it. Because you've become what you were chasing all along. Whole, centered, unstoppable. The manifesto. Live the fuck it way. Wake up grateful. Work with purpose. Rest without guilt. Love without fear. Speak your truth. Let go when it's time. Laugh more. Worry less. Trust life. Say it when you're stressed. Say it when you're scared. Say it when you're about to take a leap. Say, fuck it. I've got this. Because you do. Final words. You've spent your life chasing the person you were meant to be. But now you've caught him. Not through luck, not through motivation, through truth. You've learned to grind, to let go, to grow, and to flow. So from this point forward, walk through life with quiet confidence, a fearless heart, and a peaceful soul. Because once you stop fighting the current, you realize you were never drowning. You were learning how to swim. Welcome to the fuck it life. You've made it. Epilogue. You were the miracle all along. The truth is, nobody's coming to save you. And that's the most liberating thing you'll ever realize. You were never broken. You were just buried under expectations, fear, and noise. And this journey wasn't about becoming someone new. It was about remembering who you already are. The kid who used to dream fearlessly. The soul that once believed anything was possible. That version of you didn't die. They were just waiting for you to return. You've fought through the fog. You've stared down the mirror. You've built habits, lost comfort, faced fear, and chosen truth. Now you stand here, scarred but strong, tired but alive. And you realize, every moment you thought you were failing, you were actually being forged. Fire never destroys steel. It shapes it. You've learned to let go, to trust life, to breathe deeper, to laugh at the chaos instead of drowning in it. You no longer need to force your way through every door. You've built the kind of energy that makes doors open on their own. That's not magic, that's alignment. That's peace. That's the fuck it life. So what now? Now you live. You create not because you need to prove something, but because you can. You love not because you're afraid to lose, but because you're brave enough to feel. You rest not because you're lazy, but because you've earned peace. You walk into each day with calm eyes and a strong heart. You move like someone who knows their worth and doesn't need to shout it. You smile at the uncertainty because you finally trust yourself more than the outcome. One day someone will ask you how you did it, how you went from broken to bold, from lost to alive. And you'll smile, not with pride, but with peace. Because you'll know you didn't fake it till you made it. You fucked it till you became it. Through pain, purpose, and persistence, you became the person you were always meant to be. So take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and say it one last time. I made it. I'm still here. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. And that's the point of it all. The end. or rather, the beginning.